really needed to happen for us to see the potential in it is having a producer come along and say, there's something in that song, which is exactly what happened. And again, when we set out to do the album, we thought it would probably be 10 tracks and lose a couple. And after the first set of recording, we were sort of saying, well, I think Hit Me Hard will probably be the one that we left off. And then when we got the mixes back, it was like, oh man, that's great. That's like,
I just really like the sound of it and the vibe. It's a bit
different. Yeah,
to some of the other things that are on the record. I think it's got a real classic vibe to the verse sections, and then it's got the kind of middle section where it changes a little bit, and it's got a bit of a something more of a Queens of the Stone Age vibe to it, which
a bit of a Kinks in the verse. It reminds me of the Kinks. And then, that middle eight is very Queens of the Stone Age with the guitar harmonies, and I'm really glad it turned out the way it did, and I'm glad it's on the album. The thing I like about it is the fact that it's got this almost like AC/DC riff to it, but it's in 3/4, the time signature 3/4, which is kind of not common in that heavy rock sort of sensibility, and that actually gives it a unique thing, I think.
Yeah, it just moves around a lot. It's got so much energy to it with the real like pumping kind of verses where it's just straight beats, but it's not in a 4/4, which a lot of those songs would be. And then the chorus just opens out into this nice melody. I think that's definitely one of the bigger choruses in terms of the melody that we've got on the album, and it's one of those bits every time we play it live we get to that chorus and I'm just sitting there like playing thinking this sounds great, like everyone around me, the vocals and the guitars and everything, so it just sounds really cool. I like that part of the song a lot, and it ends on a big AC/DC-ish outro with 4 to the floor pumping drums.
Which
so what more can you want there?
Really?
Some Sympathy is another one which was written from the
song
the riff,
Never Is.
the riff that will never be a song. We started jamming around with that riff and ended up with a song that was completely different to it, which was Some Sympathy.
Yeah, it was in the verses. It was always intended to be this almost stupid, simple thing, just really simple with the drums and the vocals, and no idea where the chorus was going to go. And then it ended up being this huge melodic thing. And it's one of the older songs on the album for us. But again, I think we've probably played that every single gig that we've done, and it always goes down well. So it seemed like a kind of solid bet when it came to the first single, really.
Yeah, man, it's a big sing-along chorus.
Yeah,
it is for me anyway. I always sing along to the chorus. But
could keep on talking, could keep on talking all of the time, baby. How could I be wrong when I know that I'm right?
That was another track we did with Chris Goss.
Yeah, that's an older one, isn't it?
Yeah,
that comes from one of the older ideas.
Yeah, first rehearsal with Antonio.
Yeah,
we just started jamming with that and recorded it, and never did anything with it. And about a year from there, we started jamming it again, and it changed a bit. And we sent them to Chris when we were working with him, and he helped us sort of arrange it and get the most out of the song. And again, I think it had its place on the album. So it captures the high energy rock and roll, punky rock and roll thing that's a part of Tax the Heat as well.
I think that's another one of those good kind of multi-era songs that we have, where it's got a real sensibility about like the Stones. I think that's like a big influence behind the verse in that song is like a Stonesy thing, but then it's also got a bit more of a punky thing like the Clash in there, and then I think the chorus maybe is a bit more modern, where it just doesn't follow exactly what a classic rock and roll song necessarily would. So yeah, I think that's another one of those ones. Mixes it up a bit.